What is going on, folks? We are going to be starting up here in a second. Just kind of plugging the stream real quick. Doing what we do best here. Plugging the streams, making sure people know what we're doing. I really need to start looking with a schedule. I'm just going to pick one day of the week, and that's when we're going to do all of our matches. But tonight we're going to be doing 2 of our matches from this week. Actually, games that I played this week. Today, actually. So I played them today. As we... I can't talk about that. Let's go in here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's plug all the places we know. Let's plug in all of the places. Not gonna plug there. Let's plug in all of the stinking places here. And then we will get started with the team builder, actually. Man, wow. That is looking pretty small. Does this one look any better? Does this one look any... Nope, you can't even see that one. Okay. I need to have one just for the... just for the team, then, probably. So when we talk about the team builder, I can just look at the team builder, or I can just show the team builder. That would probably be a good plan. Does this? Let me see if this looks better. No, how do I do that? Does that look better? I can't tell. I don't think that looks better at all, honestly. But does it look better here? Nope, you can't see that at all. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing this. Yeah, I'm not gonna add one right now. Or should I? Should I add one? Let's look at the team. I think I should. We're gonna name this... We're going to add a scene here. We're going to name this team builder. Yeah, but if I do this... no, I'll do that later. We will do that later, because otherwise it's just going to be a black screen until I add it. I don't like that. I don't like that it's just black screen until we add it up. Let's see. What was I going to... I was going to self-promote. Yeah, let's go self-promote our shit. Let's go promote our motherfucking shit. Okay, I think it's all promoted. I think we're all promoted. Now, I was gonna push this back. Oh, come on, Danny. You can't be... Come on, spoilers. Spoilers, though. This man. Dougie, yes, nitrous ox... Bro, Jeff. Come on now. Come on. Can't be doing that. We know it's weed. We know it's already weed. Anyways, so I'm not gonna do the team builder first. We're gonna look at Jeffrey Modlin's team, Captain Mod, the Captain Mod. So he has a Fairthorn, Clefable, Landorus, Salazzle, Tyranitar, Lantern. You got your Wisdom Tooth. Man, that's a rough day. Do they use nitrous oxide? I mean, I'm not a mouth surgeon, so I don't know. But he's got Lantern, Decidueye, Archeops, and Dusclops. Dusclops and Archeops. Laughing yes. Okay, I got you. Did you let me big secrets out with your fam? So immediately looking at his team, where's our team? We're kind of thinking. So he's got a lot of options that is actually kind of weak to Silvally Water and Vaporeon. So these are both... Speaking English, I'm fine. I don't believe that's true, but okay. So first off the bat, we're kind of seeing that Silvally Water and Vaporeon going double water would actually be a really good thing here. We can add Ice Beam to kind of hit the Decidueye on a switch in, at least on one of them. We're going to end up adding Ice Beam to Silvally. And then Vaporeon can kind of just sit in on Salazzle forever, because I do think Salazzle's coming. Because obviously Sludge Wave looks really good against Tapu Lele. It's going to hit Incineroar decently hard. Flamethrower for the Heracross and Serena and Dugtrio. So Salazzle looks like a surefire coming here. So we're pretty confident that Salazzle is going to come, and Vaporeon is just going to outright wall this thing. And then the Silvally, we were kind of thinking I mean, I'm going to go over the team here in a second. But I'm kind of thinking more of an offensive Silvally, because he does have a lot of options that are actually weak to water. He's got Landorus, Salazzle, Tyranitar, Decidueye, and Archeops. All kind of get bopped by water, and that's literally half his team. Now he does have the immunity and Lantern, but I'm fairly confident that we can kind of counteract this thing. If we can, we're going to run Baton Pass on Vaporeon, so I do find out, I thought Baton Pass was actually -6 priority. It is actually not, so we do find that in the match, which is kind of unfortunate. I thought Baton Pass was a slow turn. But basically, if we could get Dugtrio Lola in for free on the Lantern, which I'm pretty positive we can, either by doing a parting shot with Silvally or Baton Pass with Vaporeon, we can get this thing in for free. And if he wants to leave his Lantern in on that, we're going to be choice banned, so we're going to literally destroy that thing. So yeah, let's look at the team here. Heracross was another one that looked really, really good against this team. Now, I didn't have to outspeed everything. If you can kind of see his team, it's not the fastest. He's got a little bit of speed in Landorus, Salazzle, and Archeops, but other than that, he is very, very slow. So I didn't really feel the need to scarf this thing. We did speed creep I believe that's the Decidueye. So we speed crept the Decidueye. And we went expert belt so that we could like literally roast things with his Decidueye with knockoff and then close combat. We maybe could have gone life orb or like muscle band so we could get the extra damage on everything rather than just like one or two things. But yeah, so we did go with the Moxie boosted Heracross. Maybe could have done Guts might have actually been a good play here. If I'm being totally honest. Do you get Trick? Man, you would be so broken if you got Trick. Or, like, Switcheroo. Because you could burn yourself and then just give it to somebody. Give it to another Pokemon. That would be pretty good. You'd probably be a little bit too busted. Maybe you could have run the Swords Dance. But basically, Guts would have probably been better play here. Because Clefable is definitely coming. For one, and two, has Unaware if we start getting Moxie boost. But we did have the Vaporeon with obviously super Spadef defensive. Gives us a counter to the Salazzle, and it also gives us counter to Clefable. We do run the Haze on it with Wish and Baton Pass. I'm pretty confident that he can't do enough damage to me on our Vaporeon to ever need to have to protect for the Wish. So I did not even bring that. We do need to have the haze, because the one thing about his team, if Clefable starts setting up cosmic powers, there is literally nothing on our team that can stop that. So we do have to have the haze to stop that potential. And then Scald Wish, Baton Pass. And again, I did the Baton Pass because Lantern has Water Absorb. So this was another way to get momentum without having to use Flip Turn. Now, of course, I did think that this was -6 priority. It definitely is not, and it even shows, like if it's -6 priority, it actually shows here. So that was a idiot thing on my part. I don't know why I thought that was lower priority. If I realized that, I probably would have reduced his speed. So instead of doing Calm Nature, I would have done probably, where is it? It's like Sassy. Yeah, Sassy. So we would have done Sassy instead, because then we would have been 149 speed. Because we don't need this thing to be fast. We really don't need this thing to be fast. So anyway, let's look at more of the team. We bring Dragapult again. We're gonna bring another special variant. We can modest this thing up, because the only thing that's really close to being fast enough is his Salazzle. And even his Salazzle is not even close to outspeeding us, unless he scarfs it. And I did think he did scarf it. But only 100 base special attacks. So we're gonna add the Life Orb and Infiltrator just in case. I didn't really think we needed the Clear Body. He doesn't have a lot of stuff on his team that is going to be reducing our stats. But I did think that the Infiltrator would be necessary in case he tries to set up a Reflect, Light Screen. He doesn't have Aurora Veil. Nerd behavior. I don't know why. But we did have the U-turn to get momentum. Shadow Ball looks very, very free on this team. Who do you play, actually? Who do you play? I mean, I can look at it. I don't want to look at it because I don't want to look at who you play right now because I'll spoil the results in case somebody watches this later on. I know it's just you and I right now, Jeffrey. But in case somebody watches this match later on, which I do have some people that watch the matches after the fact. And if you're one of those people right now, thank you very much. But anyways, I don't want to spoil the match yet, so. Just let me know what you play, and we can kind of take a look at that at the end of the. You know what? I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out at the end after this first match. But Shadow Ball looks extremely free because he has literally nothing that stops a Shadow Ball. And Sincero, okay, yeah, that's gonna be a pretty tough match, man. He has literally nothing that stops a Shadow Ball. Now, it is going to be resisted on T-Tar, but if he wants to switch T-Tar in, then he's going to get blasted with a Hydro Pump right in the face. And I didn't go with the Draco either. I could have ran Draco, but I felt Flamethrower would be better in case he switched Ferrothorn in on us, just to have a coverage move for it. That's not the one. That's not what we needed. Okay, so then we have Alolan Dugtrio, and we do throw the Choice Band on it, so that when we get, and we're Sandforce again, so if we get the opportunity, we're going to throw off an Aerial Ace so we outspeed basically everything on his team. We can do the Max Quake and Steel Spike. To get a little bit of extra defense, and then of course the Stone Edge is there for the to get the sand up, actually, and it can be pretty good against honestly nothing on his team because Max Steel Spike is going to do more to Archeops. So that Stone Edge is really only there for setting up sand and a potential sweep with our Dugtrio. And we are Choice Band, and the reason we're Choice Band is so that we can take out the Lantern without having to Dynamax in case we don't want to Dynamax early, or we've already used our Dynamax. The Choice Band is going to give us enough power to knock that thing out, because it actually does kill. It actually does kill max defense Lantern. It's, well, 99% chance to kill. It is like 99.1% damage to like 121 or something like that. And then we've got the Serena. with triple axle, U-turn, synthesis, and rapid spin. This is kind of for his Decidueye, because his Decidueye can really bop us. It's also for the Landorus Therian. So his team. Jeff, Mod, I think you should make a few changes to your team. Now that I'm and it's your team, bro. It's your team. So you however you want to use it, but you have the dual grass, which I don't like, and you have dual Jeff. You have the dual ghost types, and then dual rock flying. It's just you have too many 4 times weaknesses, honestly, because you have 4 times weakness here, 4 times weakness here, 4 times weakness here, 4 times weakness here. So it just is not very good. And also, like, if you look at it, these 3 get knocked out by an earthquake, shadow ball. Shadow ball is probably killing this as well, because it's got no bulk. But yeah, you just not a lot of resistances on this team, to be honest with you. What I do? Your literal message, man. Your literal message. What do you mean? What did you do? But yeah, we did the rapid spin on Serena in case you wanted to set up some hazards, because he actually does have a buttload of hazards. I believe Salazzle gets T-spikes. I could be wrong. What's up, Mod? I was just talking about your team, actually. I was just talking about your team. Yeah, I thought it did get T-spikes. But then he's got the spikes on Ferrothorn too, and Clefable gets stealth rocks, Landorus gets stealth rocks, Archeops gets stealth rocks, Tyranitar gets stealth rocks. So he's got tons and tons of hazards, actually. But yeah, and then the final member that we decided to pick was Silvally Water. Again, because his team has just got a lot of weaknesses to water types. And even though this Vaporeon is not offensive, I did feel like an offensive water type would do really well. I don't know why I brought the Ice Beam, to be honest with you, because Surf hits... Surf is going to hit these two just as hard as Ice Beam would. Splash of Aqua kill. Probably would have been better to do like a Flame Charge maybe. And then just fire off a bunch of Surfs. Or I don't know. Silvally. Yeah, Flamethrower probably would have been good. That actually probably would have been the best move. Oh, you know why I brought it? So it could hit the Decidueye. Because I thought Decidueye would end up being a swap in for that. And if Ferrothorn was a swap in for it, then we just parting shot and bring in Dragapult for free. Like literally, because Ferrothorn can't do anything to Dragapult. Or Heracross for free and just CC something. Or, well, really knock off, but, yeah. But anyway, we're going to get into the match here. Not big enough. We're gonna make a... Shadow Ball does hit pretty hard, but, it wasn't going to kill. Actually, this is my other match. So that's the other match we're going to be doing. Here we go. So we are going to lead with our Heracross. Now, I realize the only thing on his team that stops Heracross lead is really this Salazzle. So I know if he leads Salazzle, we're going to be on, we're going to have some bad momentum. But I feel like if he leads this, since I see the Decidueye and the Dusclops, that means I've got 33% chance that a Ghost type is coming out first turn. So... We only played one. This is the first match. So this is the very first match we've ever played against each other in Draft League. This is the very first one. But But anyway, so we have a 33% chance that he leads with a ghost type. So we're going to lead with Heracross because if he leads with a ghost type, then we can just click knockoff. Get rid of this thing, say Violite. Literally bop this thing as hard as hell. But he does lead the Salazzle, which is fine. We're fine if he leads Salazzle because we just go to Vaporeon. And he does not get the burn, right? He doesn't get the burn. Point of contention. But we do Baton Pass. We go to Dugtrio. Now, we're Choice Band. And remember what I was talking about? Choice Band Dugtrio literally does 1 billion to this Lantern. I did not think he was going to stay in here. I thought for sure that he would switch to Archeops. But I went for the Earthquake anyways. He goes for Protect. He kind of scouts what we're kind of doing. And then after this, I was like, okay. Definitely not going to stay in this time. Like, there is no way this Lantern is staying in. Absolutely none. So we're going to go to Slovali Water. And he goes for the Scald and gets the burn. I'm like, what? I'm not going to lie to you, Mod. That play was so confusing to me. I was like, what is going on here? Because I thought for sure this Archeops was going to come in right there. And then we were going to get like basically a free parting shot with Savali. But that's okay. Because we're going to switch right back into Dugtrio. Ignore all this stuff. Ignore all this stuff on the side. Don't read what's going on there. It was a pretty good mind game. But now we have Dugtrio Lola back in. I'm kind of looking at his team and I'm like, there's no Ferrothorn. Obviously Clefable's not going to want to come in because Ironhead's going to do 1 billion to it. He does have the Decidueye, but Decidueye is not as defensive as you'd think. If he switches in Archeops, that's going to take a lot. If he switches in Dusclops, that's going to take a lot. So I'm like, you know what? Let's Dyna here. Let's actually go for the Dynamax, and let's max Airstream because, again, surely he's not going to stay in on Dugtrio, which is a ground type, and you're never going to... So I didn't think you should stay in here. I'll be honest. I didn't think you should stay in here. Because Dugtrio was one of my... now, I don't think I looked at like a fully... let's see here. I don't think I looked at a fully like offensive variant. I don't know if this is... let's go back to this. So I didn't look at a fully offensive variant. As far as Lantern goes. But... oh, Vaporeon, sorry. Dugtrio Lola. The Skull does do... I guess no offense. It does do a lot. But once... the reason I didn't think you should stay in is because if once I Dynamax, bro, you weren't doing much. Now, if you got the burn, that would have been really unfortunate. That actually... maybe it would have been worth it if you'd gotten the burn, to be honest with you. But I didn't think you should stay in here because, again, Earthquake does a... I'm going to outspeed one, and Earthquake is going to do a lot. And I felt like you needed this thing to kill my Vaporeon and my... well, really to stop me from just water spamming with Vaporeon. Zoom in the replay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I'm sorry. You're tiny. You're tiny. Yeah, I've done that before as well, man. Don't feel too bad. I've definitely done that before. If you'd gotten the burn here, which you didn't get the burn there. If you'd gotten the burn there, it would have been really worth it because Dugtrio just does it a lot to your team. But I did feel like you needed this Lantern alive so that I couldn't just water spam with Vaporeon and Silvally Water. Because I assumed that this thing was Water Absorb. I didn't think there was any... it does, but I'm never going to stay in. I'm never going to stay in on Decidueye is the thing. Because I can always switch straight into Serena. Your Leaf Blade isn't going to do a lot. But yeah, I thought you should have kept this alive because of water spam from Vaporeon and Silvally. So we're just going to max Quake. And then this was a really good play by Mod. Because he brings out the Salazzle, and I'm like, oh, well, this Salazzle is 100% scarfed. Because I didn't think he would bring this in otherwise. Because this thing isn't going to live a max Quake. I don't even think it would have lived I'm going to do the calc real quick. I don't think it would have lived a max Rockfall either. Let's see here. Salazzle. Yeah, no. First of all, here, Earthquake does about 450 to 500% this Salazzle. So, this one was a good play because you bluff the Scarf here. No, it did 500%. Even not Dynamax, it did probably like 200%. Oh, actually, if I was not Dynamax, it actually did more because I was banned. But Stone Edge still killed as well. So he does bring this in, and I can't stay in because if this thing is Scarf, it kills our Dugtrio, and we know Dugtrio just looks really good against this team. It really does. Great bluff if it's not a Scarf. I really thought it was Scarf at this point. I don't think he's taken any damage, has he? No, I don't think it's taken any damage yet. We will see it take damage later, right? Trying to see, because I know what item it is now, but yeah, we'll find that out later. So he does bring the Decidueye in. We're obviously never gonna stay in. We're gonna go to when he said if what isn't scarfed, I knew it wasn't scarfed. So as soon as you said this, I was like, okay, it's not scarfed. It's definitely not scarfed if you didn't know what I was talking about. But then this Leaf Blade comes out. Was that a crit? No, it wasn't. Okay, so that still did a lot. Decidueye still did a lot. But we get the Wish pass, so this thing is basically back up to full. I know you're not staying in, so I just U-turn back to Vaporeon. And here is where... Now, you're going to go for a play that I think was an okay move in hindsight. Well, it's not a good move in hindsight, but I don't think it was a bad play. Now, on the flip side, because your Lantern is gone here, I have no reason to switch out. I have no reason to go for the Baton Pass because whatever you bring in here is going to take damage, which is just going to set up for a sweep with my Dugtrio. So whatever you bring in here is going to take damage. Even if it's the Decidueye, if the Decidueye comes in and gets burned, that's just better for me overall. Because then I can just hard swap to Dragapult and start firing off Shadow Ball. Because it's a free swap at that point. Yeah, definitely. Decidueye was definitely the play. But I don't blame you for the play that you made, because if Decidueye gets burned here, if you switch the Decidueye in here and get burned, then Dragapult just kind of wrecks you from there. So we do go for the Scald as he goes for the Toxic, which again, hindsight is 2020. So obviously you saw me go for the Scald, but I do think the Scald was completely free there, just because. No, it's okay. It's okay. Like even both when you post the replay, even Baker and I both said we probably would have done the same thing. Scarf Toxic. But you did get a poison on Vaporeon, and that was important as well. Because again, like we said, I'm never gonna leave Vaporeon in on this Decidueye. I'd be a madman. Even if I was fully physically defensive, Leaf Blade destroys me. So we're going to go back into Serena. Great U-turn play. Absolutely fantastic. You do a crap ton to my Serena here. That was an absolutely amazing play. Now, you could have possibly gone for the Poltergeist if you had it. I don't know how much it would have done, actually. Your turn was a fantastic play there. I'm guessing, were you choice banned? Were you choice banned on this? Is this no, that's not That's not the play. Yeah, we'll see that in here in a second. Were you choice band on your Decidui? Let's just check here. U-turn, you did about 67%. So if you were adamant choice band, it does about 64 to 75. The thing with Poltergeist is, how much did you do before? Let's see. Did you say what you weren't choice band? Okay. So if you're not choice band, then you do about you had to have been choice band. Or what? Huh. Expert belt maybe? What was your item then? Because you weren't life orb. And you did about 67%. Yeah, I was going to say, you definitely were. So you were a choice band. So that was actually a great play. Now, Poltergeist would have done almost 90% to me. If you'd Poltergeist spammed there was nothing I could do to save our Serena. I would have had to let this thing go down and then come in with Dragapult. Dragapult or Heracross would have been the play for me. But I still think U-turn was a good play. Don't get me wrong. I still think U-turn was a great play. The Sucker Punch was not, because Serena does have Queenly Majesty. And we're going to triple Axel here and do absolutely a million. I kind of thought that you were going to bring the Decidueye back in because of how much you did with U-turn. But I'm also set to... I think I'm actually set to outspeed you. I think I made this just fast enough to outspeed you. Yeah. So I made my Serena just fast enough to outspeed your... So I only know what this ability does because when I was playing in my NU league, I had... When I was playing my NU league, I had Ambipom, and somebody ran Serena to counter it. So I couldn't just like fake out unlimited times. But yeah, so we do hit the triple axle, which is not like super lucky, but it is like a 70% chance to hit all three. He is going to go for the Shadow Sneak as we just go for the U-turn. Again, that was because I disagree. I think your Decidueye was actually the right play because I thought Serena was actually counter this. I didn't even run Calix for this because I thought a defensive Serena would actually be fine here. Now, you maybe wouldn't have expected me to, knowing that I have triple axle, maybe not leave it in here. But I do think that was a decent play. Now, the fact that Salazzle was already gone, I could just triple axle and know I was going to hit something. But Poltergeist spam looks actually really good against my team, especially choice band. So the fact that this was choice band was a problem. I caught you kind of caught you pretty well. Because if you'd gone for Poltergeist there instead of Shadow Sneak, you would have actually absolutely killed Serena. Well, I should say it would have been a roll to kill Serena, but pretty good anyways. He is going to go into Dusclops as we go into Heracross, which, yeah, I wouldn't have gone into... So I got the U-turn, so I just came into Heracross. I probably would have gone into Archeops, because if you had, like, any flying type move, you bop this thing pretty hard. Or Clefable, just click Moonblast. So we're going to go for a double knockoff. Obviously, I'm assuming you didn't want something to come in and get knocked off. We are going to go with Vaporeon. You do go for the rocks. At this point, I don't think the rocks are beneficial. But I think at this point, you're also like kind of like, I don't know what to do here. I'm down 2 to 6. What do I do? The fact that you went for Stealth Rocks here, I know this is probably not a setup variant. Yeah, a little too late. Too late. But I'm pretty positive that this isn't a setup variant. I thought Baton Pass was -6, so I thought you were going to hit me again. But you do knock off my choice band, which is kind of unfortunate. Not really, actually. It actually works out in my favor because now I can just click Earthquake and then Iron Head on Archeops. But I would have gone for well, I'm going to click Iron Head anyway. I would have gone for Iron Head anyways, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But we're going to Iron Head twice here, and actually Clefable lives. We get the flinch. I'm sorry. I do apologize. That was not intended. But yeah, the banded Iron Head would have knocked both those out anyway. But yeah, man. Unfortunate. Unfortunate, man. You definitely could have prevented the 6-0. But I think keeping Salazzle alive maybe would have prevented a 6-0. Maybe like turned into a 4. So yeah, Dugtrio is pretty good, but it's really frail. Like you went for a knockoff with Clefable and almost killed it. Like it is very frail. Yeah, I think you made a couple misplays that led to the 6-0. I think. Obviously going for the Shadow Sneak with Decidueye, and then the Sucker Punch with Dusclops, not knowing what Queenly does, definitely contributed to that. But again, man, your first match, it wasn't a bad first match. I was also warmed up. So I had just played a match before this, which I'm going to show as well. I had just played a match before this, and I played really badly, so I wasn't going to make. I typically don't play as badly if I play multiple matches, and I play really bad in one because I'm the kind of person that will change my whole play style if I fuck up really bad. But yeah, so this I have a score to settle with him, dude. Now that we've kind of done the match, we can kind of look at what our next week is, and we can kind of look at Jeff's match. So you got VMI. Ferrothorn's looking really good. T-Tar's looking really good. You got to watch out for the Komodo. Definitely, probably an unaware Clefable, if I'm being honest. Although I will say about VMI, no, definitely unaware Clefable anyways. I will say VMI doesn't really run bulk up on his Komodo. For whatever reason, he does not try to set this thing up. This is going to be a good old-fashioned OU match, man. Between you guys, it's going to be a good old-fashioned OU match. You'll have T-Tar, Lando, Clef, Pharaoh, Tapu Fini, Aegislash, Komodo, Toxapex. I wouldn't be surprised if those four from each team come. Yeah, he lost a Soul Link because of him. He hasn't brought the Charge Bug yet, which is really surprising. Charge Bug is actually with Eviolite is like 350 defense and special defense. It is super bulky. It is a straight up wall. I'm not lying to you. Ask me how I know. But Decidueye doesn't really look like it has the greatest matchup here. He could run a Trick Room Hatterene. Maybe Decidueye would counter that, but I don't think you should bring that because of that. I don't know what Archeops gets. I guess I should have had Dad tell me that I'm still in Zoom mode. Let's see here. Let's see what Archeops gets, because I honestly don't know. Sword and Shield. It is very, very offensive, actually. So it is very, very offensive. Stone Edge, Earthquake, U-turn. Man, I actually like this thing. Unfortunately, it does get... while this Pokemon... yeah, those are... Okay. Okay, so when it's at half health, these get halved. Okay. Huh. I think this should be your Dyna. Because those are some pretty good stats for a Dyna. But I don't know what you should bring on it. It gets Meteor Beam? Holy heck. You can run this thing special or freaking... that's actually pretty cool. You could run Power Herb Meteor Beam and just set up in one turn. That actually is pretty cool. You probably could have destroyed me with that, actually. Low key. It probably doesn't give enough coverage. I mean, it would have done well. It would have done well. Yeah, it would have done well. Probably not. I probably would have been able to pivot around it, especially since my Vaporeon was max SpDef. But there's no doubt that actually would have been pretty strong. EQ and D. Gotcha. So, your team doesn't really get... Now, I don't have spikes. So I don't have spikes on my team. And rocks don't really do that much to your team, except for Salazzle and Archeops. If I'm being honest. Like, they're annoying, but you are okay. Like, you're okay with rocks. Does it get any fighting moves? So it gets Rock Smash, so you can get the all-out pummel, or not all-out pummel. Is it Max Knuckle? You can get the Max Knuckle. So you can at least do that. I think you can do it with Focus Blast, but it's probably not going to do as much damage. Yeah. That's fair, my dude. That's fair. What does VMI have again? You could actually bring the Misty Seed on... What does Misty Seed do again? I think it's raises your SpDef. That's what, yeah. So Misty Seed, bring the Misty Seed, and then you'll have Acrobatics. Acrobatics to take this thing out, take this thing out, take this thing out. Maybe you don't need it. I don't know. You might need it for Komodo. You can go Dragon Claw. Actually, Komodo is pretty bulky. So maybe a Max Knuckle from Rock Smash. I don't know how much the Max Knuckle does from Rock Smash. Does this tell me? No. I wish there was a tool that told you. But yeah, you can do the Max Knuckle, get to +1 attack. I don't think you'll need a like Acrobatics or Aerial Ace because you're gonna already be faster than most everything on his team because he has a pretty slow team. His team is real slow, actually. But then you have Earthquake and probably EQ and maybe have the U-turn on it just so you can get momentum. Or Roost. Roost in case you get underneath half. I mean, this thing looks pretty good, actually. You definitely picked something out that for your D-Max captain that I don't think people are... I think people are overlooking. I definitely overlooked it. I'll tell you straight up, I did not think this was a threat. But looking at his move pool and his stat line, that thing is an outright threat. Especially Dynamaxed. Did Jacob help you prep it all? Jacob, as always. Jacobs. The bully? I don't think he's a bully. Never been a bully to me. You haven't talked to him? Okay. I wondered if he was helping you at all. But I guess that clarifies it. I mean, you should have people help you. Not saying that. I'm not saying that that as a downer, but I typically I didn't share my team with this one. But I typically share my team with a few people and ask for their input. And it's a good idea to get outside ideas. Because at times we don't see something that somebody else sees. I'm not saying you're trash, dude. I mean, I could. After that match, I could say that. But no, I'm not saying that. But anyway, I'm going to get into the second match that I played today. And this was actually the match that I played right before I played Captain Mod. And I looked pretty good at this against this team. This Kamala is going to end up fucking me up, though. Spoilers. So we're going to lead. Holy fucking shit. Okay. We're going to lead with Hariyama. I did not expect him to lead with Butterfree, if I'm being totally honest. I really expected him to lead Torracat. And we did run with a Guts leftover Hariyama. Just in case we never got burned, we could heal up. And now, I don't want this thing to sub and Quiver Dance right in my face and just sweep me from here. So I have to stay in here. I literally have to stay in here. He's gonna stay in here. He's gonna hit us with your Hurricane. We're gonna get confused. Luckily, we break through. I was not packing Bullet Punch this week. And had I been, this might have gone a little bit better for us. But we're going to switch into Palpitoad as they go for the Sleep Powder, which is unfortunate. Really unfortunate. But we're going to actually switch into Charmeleon. And this was a misclick. I meant to switch to Gabite. And this thing is going to get absolutely obliterated here by a Hurricane. So he does land 2. I didn't share my team with you, Jeff. I don't think. Oh, I guess I did. I didn't think I did. I did change something on it, though. You didn't give me any input, and I changed Heal Bell to Haze so I didn't get destroyed. I didn't think I did share it, but you didn't give me any freaking input. Anyways, so I did mean to go to Gabite, because we actually would have survived a Hurricane. And then we're going to go for the Scale Shot to get a little bit of speed. That way he has to bring in the Torracat, even though that's probably what he was going to bring in anyways. But he can't bring in Dracloak and click Dragon Dance if we are a little bit faster. So he does go for the Willow. I did not think he would stay in here. If I'm being honest. I thought he would Parting Shot out. And now he goes for the parting shot on our Palpitoad, and in comes this Kamala. Now, spoiler alert, return is illegal in this league, so we're going to end up losing, but we're going to end up getting the win. But he's going to double return. Facade, if he was banded Facade, I actually would have lived 2 shots. Because our Palpitoad was bulky as hell. I also would have lived right here, even though he's banded. So return is going to kill our Mr. Mime as well. We're going to come in with Gabite, and there's going to be a bunch of turns here. Does bring in the Torracat. I think we might be able to live an attack here, so I'm going to stay in. Probably should have calced that. But I also couldn't really switch to anything. Only Gabite was going to come in. We're going to sit here. It's not looking good for us because we are down 5-2. As we go for a Poison Jab, don't get it off. And then we're going to bring in Gabite back in. I really thought this thing would do less to him, to be honest with you. He's gonna click he's gonna let us Earthquake his Torracat here in a moment. We're gonna go to Skuntank. I'm pretty much expecting him to switch out here, so I'm gonna go for the Poison Jab. He does bring in the Torracat, gets a little bit of chip from I guess he's heavy duty boots. But we're gonna go to Gabite. That's gonna resist that flamethrower pretty well. And we're just going to switch out a bunch of times here. Brings his Torracat back in. We're Poison Jab. Don't get the poison. Flamethrower kills our Skuntank. We just have Gabite back or left, and we're going to Earthquake and actually kill. I was surprised. I was surprised this thing died. Hey, kitty. What are you doing? Hey. Why are you making so much noise, homie? He's gonna bring this Kamala back in. We actually do outspeed it and we kill it. But then Dracula comes and finishes it off. So we turned it into a 3-0. But we do end up getting the 6-0 win because he brought return on Kamala. So we actually got super lucky. So I didn't play that well, then found out that I won 2 matches. So, but that is going to be all for this one. I actually have to go to bed really early tonight, so I can't stay up. And no, actually, I need to stay up. I need to talk about the playoff picture. I'm sorry. We got 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Also didn't talk about Jeff's matchup. So Jeff, you are looking at facing... yeah, I did forget about you a little bit. You are looking at facing Sincero and his tricky Zoruas, where he has Zorua and Zoroark. Now, you're going to want to be scared... You're going to want to be kind of... aware of the Zoroark, because he can definitely bring it in and trick you and take out your Melmetal or your Weavile. So you really gotta be careful of that. Those do look like pretty good options to counter your both of them, really. I mean, Weavile is gonna do 1 billion to it, but Zoroark's gonna kill Melmetal with a flamethrower, even if you're Assault Fest. I don't think you've survived that. Reboot. I bet he brings Reboot, but it doesn't look that great against your team. Especially if you're like a defensive Heatmore, maybe. Or Cradilly. It can't really do much to Cradilly. He's got Blissey, but I don't think he's brought Blissey once yet. And if he has, then I do apologize, but I don't think he's brought it yet. You don't have much for Urshifu other than Slowbro, so that has to always be your counter. Vikavolt can hit it with a Volt Switch. Honestly, no, because Metagross is pretty bulky, man. Metagross is a lot bulkier than you think. I think you need to have Zygarde to counter this Metagross. Slowbro can also come in on Metagross, but I don't think it's as good of a counter. I think Zygarde should be Zygarde with like leftovers or something. Or like a Choice Band Zygarde. Actually, Choice Band Zygarde actually looks really good here. Really good. Really, really good. Like the only thing that doesn't... Rillaboom's not very... Rillaboom's pretty frail. Choice Band 1,000 Arrows... I mean, this isn't going to take a lot. I think everything takes a lot. I think everything on this team takes a lot from the Choice Band Zygarde. Let's see here. Doubles Choice Band against... Urshifu. Yeah, dude, you do like 70% with 1,000 arrows to Urshifu on a switch in. Metagross is probably going to take 1 billion as well. Yeah, Metagross, if he's not defensive, Metagross just dies to Choice Band. Rillaboom takes about 40%, which is still, I think, really good. I think Choice Band, if it were me, Choice Band Zygarde would be coming. Because 1,000 Arrows literally does 1 billion to his team. And if he gets chipped at all, which you don't have, you've got what, 1 rocker here, 2nd rocker here. I think Zygarde gets Stealth Rocks. You don't have a ton of rock support, but he also doesn't really have a lot of removal. Does he have any removal? Does Goodra get defog? I think Mew gets defog. But I don't think he's got any other... No, I don't know, man. He doesn't look like he's got a lot of removal. But I do think Zygarde with Choice Band definitely looks good here. Like, nothing on his team wants to take this thing. So you could have two cleanups here. Banded Zygarde and Coco in your Coco set. Because if you get any chip on him, if you get a bunch of chip on him, you just set up some rocks. He's on a timer indefinitely. And then you could come in at the end and clean up with extreme speed. And there is nothing he can do. Boo, I'm late. Yeah, we're just talking about Jeff's team that he's playing this week. He actually doesn't have... If honestly, you can put Outrage on it as well. Because if Metagross goes down, Outrage just probably bodies everything. I don't think anything lives in a banded Outrage after that. Heatmore, I think you should bring it because it's your Dyna Captain. Doesn't exactly have the greatest matchup. It's good for Rillaboom, and it's good for Metagross, and it probably hits Blissey pretty hard. Yeah, Jeff knows what he's doing. Wink. Changing that. Yeah, that too. Flashfire, yeah. Yeah, definitely make it Flashfire other than last week. But yeah, no, I do think you need to bring Heatmore. But I do think Bandit Zygarde actually looks literally amazing here. I actually think Melmetal, now that I'm looking at his team, I don't think Melmetal should come. Because I think it makes you too slow. Now, I think you'll bring it, and I wouldn't blame you for bringing it. But looking at his team, I don't know that I would bring it. But But that's just my thing. But I think Banded Zygarde 100%. Banded Zygarde and your Coco set. Slowbro definitely for the Urshi and dude, I'm not that knowledgeable either, if I'm being honest. Probably a defensive heat more for the Rillaboom as well, because if he's Choice Band Rillaboom, that thing does not that much, but it is annoying. But anyway, let's look at the rankings. I'm the only one who's played week 4. I'm only one who's played week 4. Why am I at 23? I should... Oh, because I lost one match. Why? Why do you need boosted Thunder Punch? I guarantee you Double Iron Bash does more. And also, Blissey is weaker than you think. Yes, it has a lot of HP. It has a lot of HP. But I promise you Blissey takes a lot more damage from things than you think. On Switch In, it takes 50 to 60%. It gets 2-shot by Dugtrio. Dugtrio's pretty good though. I don't know that I would have used Drill Peck. And I do think it gets High Jump Kick. I could be wrong though. I probably would have used Brave Bird. Quick Attack looks good on a Dugtrio. Probably like Brave Bird, Quick Attack. You can't use Return anymore, but Roost to get rid of the to like keep yourself alive. Ozzo's just really good, man. Ozzo is really good though. So when Danny plays, I think Danny plays Ozzo this week, right? Or his brother plays Ozzo. Yeah, I think he'll lose this week. Ozzo's actually pretty good. But yeah, man, like Bandit Zygarde just looks really good. If you don't bring it, that's your own. It's your own prerogative, but I think that looks really good against this team. Does 60% to a max defense Blissey. He comes in with Blissey, and you 2-shot it. Kills this. If he's not max defense Mew... Yeah, I don't know. I think you should only ban one Mon, and I think it should be Zygarde. If I'm being honest. Because literally, this thing dies. This thing is taking a lot, even if it's defensive. This thing dies if he switches it in. Hell, he wants to Dynamax with this thing. I bet it still dies. I bet Dynad Reboot dies. Yeah. Dynamax Reboot literally dies. 2,000 arrows. This thing takes 40%. This thing dies. Mew is taking a crap ton. I hope I've convinced you, but I probably haven't because you're stubborn. Mew, if it is full HP and max defense, which I don't think he'll bring, takes like 40 to 60 or 40 to 45%, which is still a lot. And if you bring some max defense Mew, then that's actually good for you because then it can't do much else to you. Let's see here. Boom! But, yeah, no. Bring whatever you want, man. But, max defense Zygarde is you're literally destroys his team. Or, Zygarde, Bandit Zygarde literally murks his team. When we look at the rankings, so we see Jeff is at 1 and 2. Could easily go to 2 and 2 this week, in my opinion. And he would actually be putting the person that's ahead of him at 2 and 2 as well. So this is actually, dude, don't do telepathy. Just make it electric train and kill the Alolan Raichu. Just kill the Raichu. Yeah, so you can go to 2 and 2 this week and make the person that's right ahead of you also 2 and 2, which would be really solid for you. If you can get like a 4-0 win, then you would be right there in playoffs. And they actually have so Zaruas have me next week, and they still have Azo, I believe. Yeah, so they still have Azo. And they have Fish. So they have a pretty tough schedule going here on out. You have a much easier schedule. Easier. Quote unquote. Because you've got Azo next week, which I think you can beat. Because again, you have a pretty tough team. You don't have as much of a... I don't know, actually. Raichu is scary, man, but like I think you can deal with it. Because it doesn't do anything to Credilli, does it? Let's see. Let's see what it does to Credilli. Okay, so Focus Blast does like 90%, but yeah, Rising Voltage looks pretty good. How fast is it? 110 base speed? I think your Coco's faster than that. Your Weavile's faster than that. Weavile should come. Weavile should be coming. You might have to sack something to... It might be a sack war against this thing. Although, if you sack something... So this is what you could do. This is what you could do. You could run a Swords Dance on your Weavile. When you bring it in on this Raichu Alola, you outspeed it 100%. Wait, why is it... Oh, is Surge Surfer give it double speed? Is that what that is? Let me see here. Yeah, actually, maybe you shouldn't bring Electric Train. Surge Surfer kind of blows you away. Still, I think if you have the upper hand with Bandit Zygarde, so you're gonna have to play. If you don't want Raichu to destroy you and Urshifu to destroy you here against him, because he has some very, very, very strong offensive threats. So the thing with Danny's brother is he really beat up Sincero. And the reason was he literally had the offensive momentum from the very start. Like Sincero was on the back foot every single play. Danny's brother's team was like a hyper offense against him. So there was nothing he could do. And I think that's what you have to do as well. But again, it's my opinion. It's my opinion. It's your team. So, but you can definitely go to 2-2 this week. Maybe potentially put yourself into the 4th spot. Although I'd like to see Danny's brother lose 1 or 2 matches. I do not want to play Danny's brother if I don't have to. Because his team is such a problem for mine. An absolute problem for me. But, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to be all for this. We've kind of talked about all we want to talk about. I do appreciate everybody who decided to come out. Make sure you guys keep an eye out because we do have a couple more matches this week, which we will. You're foreclosed? I don't know. You're foreclosed what? Anyways, we do have a couple more matches, so we will be playing. I'll be doing at least one more this week, probably Sunday, maybe. Sunday, if anything, I might push that match. I might push doing that match on next Monday. So either Sunday or Monday, we're going to be doing another one where we'll have at least our JLPC match and possibly our ZU match. So thank you guys for coming out. As always, Fox out.